Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai, Barak Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Okwakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of God, Mr. and rule well, and to the Akim around the falcons of the earth, preaching the gospel of Amashak Yahushai in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind. This Brahmanash DC camp. Short lesson for the hopeful elect in this last days to work circumspectly, having that eye salve. Alright, it's really necessary, alright, to be aware of this chaos in Babylon, man. So you see the article on the screen. It says de Blasio argues cops should confront New Yorkers accused of non-criminal hurtful conduct. All right. So that's the direction, the elites are going to be pushing their minions to. All right, to confront folks, that's that claim and that state, certain opinions, certain facts that people can find hurtful. All right. So I'm going to read the article real quick. It says, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio has suggested that the NYPD or any or another city agency could confront residents accused of hateful conduct towards Asian Americans, even if the conduct did not rise to the level of a criminal case. Yeah, so that's exactly what the elites, are up to, man. Every opportunity they see in a crisis, they have to exercise it. And that's what they're going to be using to come against the man of the Lord. All right? God, the scriptures already said, what the judgment of the heathen is going to be, captivity. So just imagine when these Moabites hear what their destiny is in the kingdom, they're going to be offended. And don't surprise when Moab go on, on a flagging spree, flagging brothers' videos, complaining to their so-called reps and complaining to the cops and their senators about, the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, bringing the scriptures out and then telling them what their destiny is according to the scriptures. They're going to consider that as a hurtful speech. And then, they're going to send Mr. Gunhole badge and a gun and, to come investigate the situation. Yeah, so that's exactly, the trickery of the devil. It's always some agenda going on, man. It's always some situation to cause a distraction, to to peel eyes in another direction. Because a week or so ago was the so-called governor of New York, filling on those on those women with his words, with his mental gymnastics. And now it says anti-hate, anti-Asian hate and all that stuff. So that's how this, Esau's media propaganda machine is, man. It's always about, mind control, man. All right. So I'm going to further read. It said de Blasio encouraged residents to report any racist conduct toward Asian Americans to the city, which would then investigate and respond to the complaints. Yeah, so it could be an old video that you had online. They could still, go ahead and flag it and report you, to the so-called appropriate authorities. They're going to complain to YouTube. They're going to complain to Facebook, Instagram, all that, Twitter, and all that stuff, So that's how they want to come against the man of the Lord. And they're also going to use the SPLC, So It's all, all the trickery of the devil, because when you read the scriptures concerning Moab, you know, Moab is not going to be happy about it, you know. So that's what Amalek is going to do. He's always going to use the opportunity to come against the man of the Lord. All right. So it also says that the mayor spoke amid increasing concern over anti-Asian sentiments and hate crimes, and the mayoral candidate Andrew Yang proclaiming he could feel hatred on the streets of New York. Yeah, well, welcome to Babylon, man. It's always some vibe. You're always gonna pick up, man. All right. There's no vibe of righteousness. So, hey, just like we drank out a cup, from the Lord, to be chastised. The heathen's also gonna drink out of it too. All right. Says concerns were brought to a head by an Atlanta, Georgia shooting in which 6 Asian American women were killed. All right. So it says the shooter claimed to police that he was motivated by sex addiction and not anti-Asian animus. And they also said that the so-called shooter, the Edomite dude, is son of a pastor. So that means they're gonna have to talk with the father concerning his religious beliefs. And that's what they're gonna start doing in the media, man. They always want to tie everything, against the man of the Lord. Always got to put some vibration out there, So if you're a man of the Lord, you're preaching the word of the Lord in sincerity and truth. Always remember, man, you're gonna have obstacles that will come your way, and this is exactly, what you have to be aware of, man. Every little chaos, unfortunate incident, they always have to find a way how they could tie it, to the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, bringing out the scriptures, because they don't want the word of the Lord to have free course. They don't want our people to wake up and be delivered by Hamashiach Yahushai. It's always some situation, man, that they bring the so-called plantation managers of our people to keep our people at sleep, all right? And forever loving the so-called, slave master. So you just have to understand, man, this is not just, America. It's going to be worldwide too, all right? So it says, even if something is not a criminal case, a perpetrator being confronted by the city, whether it's NYPD or another agency, and being told that what they've done was very hurtful to another person and could, if repeated, lead to criminal charges. So that's how it is, man. They're always going to twist the law, say, well, you caused a public disturbance, charge you with hateful bias and all that stuff, aggravated assault, so, hey, threats and all that stuff, terrorism, call you a domestic extremist. So that's exactly how these devils are always going to keep on reaching and reaching and reaching, all right? And it also says that that's another important piece of the puzzle. De Blasio said that at the Thursday press conference. It also says that when asked by Wall Street Journal reporter Kate Hogan how that process will work, De Blasio answered the LPD is already trained to deal with these types of incidents. Yeah, so they haven't rolled it out yet, okay, on mass scale. So just imagine when they're feeling the heat and and their so-called commanders pushing them, to go out, go undercover and listen to what those men on the corner with the Bibles are saying about about Moab. So what about Asian people? You know what does the Bible say about them? And when you bring out the scriptures, all of a sudden, they want to, twist your words, In other words, man, you don't have to worry about, what these devils are trying to do, man. Because remember, it's all part of prophecy. All right. So the book of Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12 tells you, what to expect and what the Lord is capable of doing. So it says, for the word of the Lord Yahweh Hashem is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. And that's clear, to a T. All right. So a lot of people find the word of the Lord offensive. Hey, that's on them. And when they go that step further to report to the so-called authorities of these elites, hey, they ain't gonna see the hand of the Lord, work his miracles. Okay, so just be circumspect. Okay, then it says that the NYPD is a great example. One of the things officers are trained to do is give warnings. So once they do that, once they come approach you, they want to say, okay, well, we gotta check your ID and all that stuff. And it's telling them, am I being accused of a crime? It's like, well, identification. They don't want to twist the words. All of a sudden, he says, well, right now you're being detained. All of a sudden they want to turn everything upside down. And they're going to have to cook the books and trump up charges. So that's how the devil's system is, man. They want numbers, especially the elect, man. They want to get them out of the Lord off the streets. So whatever opportunity they get, they want to use it to the T, to the max. All right. So it says, if someone had done nothing wrong, but not rising to a criminal level, it is perfectly appropriate for an NYPD officer to talk to them to say that was not appropriate. If you did that on a higher level, that would be a crime. I think that has an educating impact on people. So just remember, man, when you tell on the cop, we're talking on the cop like, oh, so what's the law telling me I can't say what what I can say? It's like right now, you're causing civil disturbance. They say it was civil disturbance. Who's the accuser and all that stuff. So when you hit them back with the law, they don't really care because they have the badge and they have the gun and they have the so-called union and the elites behind them. So that's why it's important, man. You understand the environment. You're doing the working, man. Okay. So another precept from the book of Isaiah, chapter 29. All right, Isaiah chapter 29. I'm going to read from verse 20 to 21. All right. So it says. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. This is the judgment that's coming, for those that are always scheming against the man of the Lord on the highways and byways. Then you just say the men of Hamashiach Yahushua, his servants, right, the prophets, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gates, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. Yeah, so you know how it is, man. They always want to get their numbers up so they could get that, that bonus. So always remember, man, you're dealing with an evil system. And these are Moabites, man. They understand what's coming because they watch the videos too. They watch the videos too. So don't be surprised when they start yelling and complaining about the man of the Lord on the highways and byways, because the devil is trying to get a consensus against the man of the Lord, So, hey, stay vigilant. All right. So, another precept be from the book of Psalms, chapter 56. I'm going to read from verse 4 to verse 6. It says, in the Most High, I will praise His word. In the Most High, I have put my trust. I will not fear what flesh can do unto me. Every day they rest my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. This is what King David, is lamenting about. When you dwell, among a wicked generation of people that think that the word of the Lord is not, it's not pure, it's not righteous, it's not holy. Yeah, all you're gonna have is just lamentations, lamentations, lamentations. Verse 6, they gather themselves together, they hide themselves, they mark my steps when they wait for my soul. And that's Esau for you, with the so-called fusion centers, man, and the so-called, law enforcement agencies, man, and all the so-called local departments they have. So it's always a scheme, they always have to, put into play to come against the man of the Lord. So it's very, very important, man, that you are aware of the dangers of doing the work of the Lord. Okay, so it's a sacrifice, that you're taking part of. The word of the Lord is a process for you to be, willing and to be willingly accepted of the Lord as a sacrifice that's righteous. Okay, pure. So final precept from the book of Ephesians, chapter 5. It's going to read verse 15 and 16. It says, see that you work circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. All right. So they're looking for every opportunity and any opportunity to, put you in a, in a category, that they could always attack and use as a piñata, and gather the people against you. Have that lynching. that's what they want. They're so thirsty for the blood of the prophets. All right. So that was a point there, Akim. Abarataza. The Lord got us out here real quick, man, because this madness, man, it's just it's unacceptable. And you have to be spiritual when you are confronting these people, on the highways and byways with the scriptures. All right, Shalom.